Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, it's going to be a fairly straightforward video today. I came across an article that was extremely offensive to me. Representative Paul Gosar. Before I get into that, let me talk about one thing I truly believe that makes America great. As you guys know, I'm a mutt. I'm part Native American. Micmac from Maine, and part French Canadian, and I got a tiny bit of German in me too. Mostly Native American and French Canadian. You know, my mind goes back to I've been dying to do one of those chromosome tests. You know what? Today I'm going to make it my mission to go get one of those tests. I think there was they kind of held off on the the 32andMe or whatever. Where you give a sample of your DNA and it tells you exactly. You could have two different kinds of tests that tell you exactly, the general area where you came from, and a more expensive test, the exact area where you came from. When I think back, I picture maybe fur trappers. Some of my people coming here from France in the 1600s, 1700s, mixing with the Native Americans. Maybe a German here and there, but mostly my mother didn't spoke French as her first language before. She still talks like this. Hey, Daryl, she calls up and goes, hey, too busy, Daryl. So I used to hear my grandmother and mother talk, or my mother's family talk on the phone, and I'd hear blah 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 Daryl, and I picked it up. I took French in school, but the French you learn in school is nothing like Canadian French. It's like comparing Brooklyn to London, the way they talk. Anyway, diversity, the backbone of America. I think human beings, we're all the same. Same brain, same blood, bones, but living in different areas, we get specialized. Some groups are better with numbers. Some groups, I think we just being in different areas, the Darwinism or whatever you call it, people get specialized. Native Americans, for example, are famous for being, they get hired as high steel workers because I have huge feet. I have huge freaking feet. Incredibly wide, triple D or whatever. I don't even look at the numbers anymore because I can't find. I have to go to a special store. I have to find the bargain shoes. Like there's a special area with bargain shoes that don't sell, like size 15 to size 25. That's where I have to go for my shoes. And they're very good at high walking on steel. Now that kind of goes against what I just said because I thought basically we're all built the same, but maybe being in different areas, we specialize. And that's what's made America great. Italian people, Irish people, Spanish people, everybody, Asian people. I hate to say this, but I've heard it before myself and I agree with it. I heard a saying that something about a dog, a mutt. A mutt is the best dog to have, the most faithful, the most loyal, and they compare because it has different backgrounds. It's a stronger animal. This is something I heard, and I've also heard that like with these dog shows, some of these dogs get inbred, and they have such little diversity in them that they start to have health problems. I don't know if that's true or not. Paul Gosar, in a page right out of Trump's playbook, he talks about how diversity really isn't good for America. This I looked up political theory in 1940. I got to be careful when I don't know if I could actually use the N-word. And no, not that N-word, the Germany N-word. 1930s political Germany and their racial purity. And what Paul Gosar said, what Trump has said, is a page right out of their 1930s Germany, 1940s Germany racial crap. Gosar talked about how he doesn't think diversity could be very damaging to America. He just said this in a interview in a he was on Stu Peters Stu Peters. He's on Red Media show, and he talked about this, and he said that Representative Paul Gosar said that immigrants, a lot of times we don't want immigrants here that are more violent and less capable, or in other words, he used the words less capable, less intelligent. So this is a page right out of Trump's playbook, where he said, Trump actually said that, we don't want people from Haiti, I'm paraphrasing here, let's get people from Norway. We don't want people from the S-hole countries. And Trump actually said people from Norway, in other words, skin color from the people from Norway, but not those brown people, because they're stupid and violent. Kind of funny, because I looked this up, and I'm going to have a lot of links down below. And the native population, the people born here are 2 times more likely to commit violent crime, 2.5 times more likely to commit drug crimes, 3 times more likely to commit felonies. I'll have the links down below. In other words, immigrants, both official, both legal immigrants and non-legal immigrants, both commit less crimes, seriously, than the people already here. Then they talked about intelligence, and my mind just goes to Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert there, never finishing high school, and these are people in Congress that don't even know the 3 branches of government: executive, judicial, and legislative. Ooh, that was close. So I did find one article. This is the best. It talked about, I Googled intelligence. I Googled immigrants and IQ. Okay. And I'll have the link down. One of the links I found down below. Apparently, back in 1922, we were kind of racist. There was some racist stuff going on here in America, in Ellis Island. And they tested immigrants, because this was their theory. Back then, it wasn't the Spanish people, the Haitians, or the Mexican people. No, it was the Portuguese. It was the Southern Europeans, the Italians, the Spanish, the Portuguese. And there's actual literature from that time where they think that the people from those areas are less intelligent than people from other areas. So they were the Mexicans of that day. The same people that came here, the same people that are Trumpers now, 100 years ago, they were the Mexicans back then. The same way that they're treating Haitian people and Mexicans, the same exact things were being done to them 100 years ago. There's an article, I'll copy it. Like I said, it lists Italians and Spanish people, Portuguese, as being 4/5 as intelligent as their Northern European counterparts, English, French. Interesting. So we go through these periods where it's fear mongering. The Great Replacement theory. I got a problem with that too. Let me just talk about that right before the last thing I talk about here. It doesn't make any sense. The Great Replacement theory. Okay, replacement is when you take something out and you put something in. That's replacement. Now, if it's a great theory, then the word replacement is used intentionally. Okay? So, how are they saying that they're replacing like white people or the natives here? If they are saying that, then where are these people going? Yes, there are more, like I've said this before, it's not like a full movie theater, where you fill it up and people have to leave in order for more people to come in. No, America isn't like that. More people come in and the same people stay here. Nobody is being replaced. I don't know if you call it a misnomer, it's wrong. It's just flat wrong. Nobody is being replaced. The word replace means that something is being taken out and something else is being put in its place. Now, if we're talking about life and death, in Texas too, just knocking down Roe and Wade, the Roe Wade decision. If anything, birth rates should be going up. So they're not being replaced by death. It doesn't make any sense. You know, the great replacement theory in itself is just, it's stupid. It makes it sound like white people are being taken away by aliens or the deep state or something, or being done away with and being replaced by Haitians. And they have, and of course Republicans have this fear that everybody that comes into the country, the Chinese people that come into the country, I want to talk about that in my next video, they're all going to vote Democrat. No, because everybody is different. Everybody has their own brain, and people all vote different. Do all Irish people vote one way? Do all English people vote one? No. And neither do people from China or Haiti. All right. I'll put that link down below, especially that one from 1922 that says that Italian and Spanish people are less intelligent. That's the Trump supporters of Italian and Spanish ancestry should be really interested to read that. You guys have a great Friday.